On Billboard tonight, Hollywood film stars from Hull, comedian John Richardson, and a new music review presented by local folk singer Kirsty Greenfield. Welcome to Billboard with me, Ted Stanley, for a roundup of theatre, music, art and literature in East Yorkshire and North Lincolnshire. And a special welcome tonight to writer Ken Johnson from Milton and all our viewers in Florida. Summer festivals will soon be underway across the region, and Morris dancing is a regular feature of the traditional entertainment. Sarah Beasley caught up with Grimsby Morris men as they rehearse for the season.
We have our squire, Martin,
right, very grand,
who is the leader of the side. Supposed to have the grand vision for where we're heading, and that's usually important.
One of the founder members was a man called Stan Compton, and he really was the man who got it all started. From there, they took it more seriously and established the side on a formal basis. I believe they made this their first practice hall. I don't think they've ever practiced in practice.
We've currently got 15 active members. We're always looking for more. We do practice here at Park Congregational Church Hall most Monday evenings, 8 till 10, so anyone's welcome to come along.
Would they have to audition for you?
No, there's no auditions, as long as you can
know your left from your right.
And you're willing to give it a go, then we'll more than welcome to come along and give it a go.
Morris dancing will no doubt be a part of the Birdhouse Family Festival, 4 days of street theatre, workshops, family fun and entertainment, held in Cleethorpes over the spring half-term, 24th of May.
So the Birdhouse Family Festival had been running for a number of years in Cleethorpes, and then we worked with Big Local in 2017 to create a bigger festival to take more activity onto the North Prom.
Beverley Musical Theatre Company is following the Yellow Brick Road to Whole New Theatre to stage its big summer show, The Wizard of Oz, as the American musical fantasy celebrates its 80th anniversary. Tony Barker's been talking to two of the young actors playing Dorothy.
What's it like playing Dorothy?
It's so fun. I think sometimes it's really difficult not to play to like the stereotype of Judy Garland, or when there's just been a West End production of it. But it's really fun to be able to make it your own while still keeping people happy. You can't make it too different.
Is the show much different to what we would expect from the film that we've seen many times on television?
It's pretty much like the same as the film. Obviously, there's a couple of extra songs, a few more dance numbers that aren't actually in the film, which is exciting. But yeah, it's pretty similar.
So it's such an iconic role, a classic role. Everyone knows Dorothy with the ruby slippers. Who wouldn't want a pair of ruby slippers? Not just in it for the shoes. Also, like, I'm scared of dogs. So I know everyone's like, why are you being Dorothy if you're scared of dogs? But I thought, push myself, and it'll be a way to conquer that fear and do something that I love.
What made you want to go for this? Because I suppose you knew you couldn't play all the role, you could go to share, of course.
Yes. Well, it's like my first proper main role on the big stage, and I think it's perfect to share it because you're getting that taste of an iconic big role, but you're not tiring yourself out and overdoing it if you can't do it. So it's a nice little taste to then what's to come.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
You can see The Wizard of Oz at Whole New Theatre from the 18th to the 22nd of June. Tickets from the theatre box office 01482 300 306 or wholetheatres.co.uk. There's plenty to please both art lovers and artists this spring. At the Hip Gallery on Princess Quay, The Red Dress, a set of narrative photographs by Nigel Walker, challenge the perceptions of feminism and the male gaze. The Ferrens Gallery has been transformed by a glowing landscape of suspended pods inspired by the beautiful microscopic imagery of bacteria and cells that live within us. Hull-based artist Ella Dorton will expand her fabric collage-based practice with her first major project at the Humber Street Gallery, Journey to the Centre of the Couch, from the 25th of May until the 1st of September. And Lincolnshire artists have a new outlet for their work at Louth Gallery, which opens with an exhibition by popular local artist Deborah Geddes. I went to meet gallery curator Anne MacDonald to find out more.
Well, being an artist myself, I found it's very, very difficult to get places to actually showcase your art. And I've also discovered there is the most amazing wealth of talent in this lovely county of ours. So when I was given the chance to take this on, I thought, well, we will just make sure that we are showcasing Lincolnshire art. We want to do ceramics, we're going to do jewellery, and we are going to have some craft classes as well. Every month we give somebody a chance to have a whole wall, so instead of just putting quite commercial pieces in, they can actually have a little bit more of a free rein and maybe put something a bit wacky or a bit different that just shows their talents.
And your first artist of the month is Deborah Geddes. Why did you choose Deborah?
Oh, I like the backstory to Debbie's art. I like the fact that it's maps of places that she's lived or she's visited, and that she takes them to pieces and abstracts them, puts them back together in a different way, and then adds colour. So I really like that. They're quite fun.
The official public gallery opening is on the 1st of June, but artists can contact Anne through the gallery website, louthgalleries.com. Also in Louth, a new writers group will be meeting every Tuesday evening at Louth Library. Part of the Literary Lonely project supported by the National Lottery Community Fund, the group offers writing workshops from industry professionals and even the chance to be published. Contact group leader Debbie Shiner on 07952 303 826 or email debbie@literarylonely.com. You can find out more about Literary Lonely Writers Groups at www.literarylonely.com. Unfortunately, Hugh Richards can't be with us tonight, but a warm welcome back to Sarah Hunter-Carson with more literary news in Book Review.
Ian McEwan's new novel, Machines Like Me, is set in an alternative 1980s where Tony Benn is Prime Minister, the Beatles have reformed and technology has advanced far beyond its present reality. It's a love story in which a slacker comes into money, buys an artificially intelligent robot and, with his girlfriend, designs a strong, clever, beautiful person. She, inevitably, falls for the perfect creation. It's the old story of girl meets robot love triangle. McEwan is on his usual thoughtful, satirical, entertaining form. Bret Easton Ellis earned fame, or notoriety, with his novel American Psycho, damning the illusions of a whole generation. His first non-fiction work is White, a condemnation of the modern desire to be accepted, never to contradict the consensus, and, most alarmingly, always to be liked. He criticises the age of social media as an age of censorship and, most wickedly, self-censorship. Always controversial, Easton Ellis is shocking, bitter, funny, and persuasive. Alexander McCall Smith made his authorial name and a fortune with the #1 ladies' detective agency. Now he gives us the second best restaurant in France. His hero is a writer commissioned to produce a philosophy of food with a 6-month deadline. His girlfriend and her cats move in uninvited, and so terrible is their company that he must move to France to write. There he finds the disappointing bistro and can write of nothing else. As always with McCall Smith, his tale is gentle and funny, with just the right amount of condescending whimsy about foreigners to please a British readership. Who owns England? Most of the land is owned by a very few people. Freeholders have their little plots, but the rolling acres and the urban estates belong to a tiny group of rentiers. Most of the country has been inherited by a lucky elite. Friends of the Earth campaigner Guy Shrubsole, in his book Who Owns England, has explored land ownership disguised by buried surveys, offshore companies and obscure feudal law. He reveals a country owned by a tiny minority of its inhabitants, and all good title to land in England ultimately derives from the edge of a Norman sword in 1066.
Thank you, Sarah. Now, to conclude our literary features tonight, here's Sarah Beasley with news of some writing competitions you can enter.
The London Magazine Writing Competition for previously published novels with prizes of up to £1,000 closes on June 30th. The Manchester Writing Competition for Poetry and Short Stories with prizes of up to £10,000 closes on the 20th of September. And the Hammond House International Literary Prize for the short stories, poetry and screenplays with prizes of up to £500 and worldwide publication for shortlisted entries closes on the 30th of September. This year's theme is leaving.
Thank you, Sarah. Now we have a new feature and a new presenter on Billboard. Please welcome folk singer Kirsty Greenfield with a review of the local live music scene.
Award-winning duo Edgelarks will bring their fusion of world rhythms and British folk roots to the Ropery Hall in Barton on Saturday, the 25th of May. Cleethorpes Folk and Cider Festival returns for its 11th year on the 25th to the 27th of May with a packed bank holiday weekend of music featuring Katie Spencer, the Rye Sisters and Merlin's Keep. At Moon on the Water, Jazz Sunday on the 2nd of June features Molly and Moore and the Hot Club of Lincoln. The Lucy Everett and Sam Baker Quartet star on the 9th of June, and on the 16th of June the venue is once again hosting Cleethorpes Blues, Rhythm and Rock Festival, featuring British rock group Mungo Jerry.
When the weather is high and touch the sky.
Scottish folk singer Dave Gibb will be bringing his tales of Dumfries and Galloway to Grimsby Folk Club on Sunday the 9th of June. And on Sunday the 16th of June, folk duo Green Matthews travel through 600 years of musical history in 90 minutes with a brief history of music. And at Louth Town Hall, Keith James will be presenting an honest and loving reflection of the music of Yusuf Cat Stevens on Sunday, the 16th of June. All proceeds and audience donations from the concert will go to the UNICEF UK Syrian Children's Appeal.
Remember you were in that Chelsea hotel. We were talking so brave, so sweet.
You can see Kirsty's full review of live music events in the region on the Billboard TV channel. After the break, we review Jim Cummings' Thunder Road and follow Wongo's journey from Hull to Hollywood.
On an unmade bed, while the limousines wait in the street.
The Lincolnshire Rural Activities Centre, set in an area of outstanding natural beauty, is renowned for its superb equestrian facilities and home to the local pony club, North Links Riding Club and Lincolnshire Wolds Riding for the Disabled. The facilities are ideal for professional trainers and riders, including world eventing champion Ross Cantor.
it's just a great indoor environment. They sometimes behave a little bit better, and yeah, we really enjoy it here.
33 acres of pastures, woodland and gardens provide a safe and calm environment that is particularly suited to people with disabilities. For the Livali Daycare Group, it is an ideal home for the people they care for.
The area is just beautiful, and there couldn't be a nicer place to be.
Centre Manager Sarah Moss is developing a wider range of activities.
We have archery, axe and knife throwing, team building, shelter building survival, the camp experience. Yeah, there's something for everybody to do all the time.
To find out more about booking facilities, supporting the centre or volunteering, call 01507 608855 or visit the centre website. Coming up on tonight's show, Janine Reader with Box Office and John Richardson. But first, a review of the latest film releases chosen by Paul Lewis and presented by David Wrighton.
On Film Review tonight, occult mystery in Sunset and a successful adaptation from Cuba to Los Angeles for Sebastian Lelio's Gloria Bell. But first, Thunder Road, based on an award-winning dramatic short from the 2016 Sundance Festival, Jim Cummings writes, stars and directs in this tale of a one-man struggle to come to terms with the death of his mother against the backdrop of a collapsing job market, drug addiction and an underlying loss of faith in the American heartland. The beauty of Cummings' films lies in its deft understanding that life itself is often a farce, blending comedy with tragedy until you're unsure whether to laugh or cry.
Look, man, I'm sorry we couldn't make it. I'm actually kind of glad you didn't. Oh, yeah? My mother was an extremely charitable woman. She loved Bruce Springsteen. She used to sing Thunder Road to me when I was going to sleep. Everything go okay? Everything went normal. It starts out and there's a harmonica.
The court has testimony that you practiced reckless behavior at funerals.
In Sebastian Lelio's Gloria Bell, Juliette Moore portrays a 50-something divorcee negotiating the choppy waters of pre-retirement life in this English-language version of Lelio's original Cuban film, Gloria. Moore's understated performance of the dreamlike abandon combines with Natasha Brer's wistful cinematography to create this engaging, inventive, and successful remake.
I love you, you understand?
Get away from the car!
Gloria!
1, 2, 3. This woman is awesome! Treat her right! Respect her!
He calls me every 5 minutes. Don't pick it up. I won't.
Is that him?
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Honey, this guy could die tomorrow. We could all die tomorrow.
Well, when the world blows up, I hope I go down dancing.
Sunset, by Oscar-winning Hungarian director Laszlo Nemes, is an occult mystery drama set in an elegant Budapest hat store in 1913 about the anxieties of the dying Austro-Hungarian Empire amid the fears and premonitions of war and the violent overturning of an old order. Yuli Jakob plays Iris Lita, a haunted young woman discovering the truth about her past in this totally absorbing film.
Menjen el innen. Ezen a héten itt vér fog folyni. Keine Angst. Kivakast a koszból. Fölébresztettél minket.
With plenty of positive messages about family and friendship, Secret Lives of Pets 2 is the long-awaited sequel to the 2016 blockbuster about the lives our pets lead after we leave for work or school every day. We continue the story of Max and his pet friends Duke, Gidget, Daisy and Bunny Rabbit Snowball. This time, Max must face one of the biggest fears, the vet.
Attention! This is Captain Snowball! We need backup! Buckle up, everyone!
The first step of not being afraid
Gonna die!
is acting like you're not afraid.
Oh, it's just this weird little guy.
On DVD and Blu-ray, The Woman in the Window from Eureka, Room at the Top from the British Film Institute, and Bellman and True from Indicator Films are also worth a look.
Thank you, David. You can see a full review of tonight's new releases by film critic Paul Lewis on the Billboard TV channel. Smashing Mirrors Theatre brings you the extraordinary tale of a girl from the Avenues area of Hull who ran away from home to seek glitz and glamour in the golden age of Hollywood movies and become a Hollywood icon of the 20s and 30s. Our North Bank reporter Tony Barker went to find out more from director Les Godber.
Les, you've chosen to focus on a lady from Hull who perhaps we haven't heard much about before. Tell me why.
Yeah, I think people either know about her or don't, and it's Dorothy McHale. She was a silent movie actress of the 1920s, and she did some talking films as well into the 1930s. And she was born in Hull, she was born on Chance Ave, grew up in Hull, then she kind of went to London, went to drama school, performed in London, performed in Paris, performed in New York, and she was eventually spotted and ended up in films in Hollywood. And she was a massive star of her day, so she was like a massive celebrity. She was like the Beyonce of the 1920s, but I think maybe she's been forgotten a little bit. Her story and the fact that she came from Hull is maybe forgotten, and so yeah, we're doing a new show at Hull New Theatre, just a short show kind of about her life, especially focusing on her links to the city, hopefully to get people back interested in her story really.
The remarkable tale of Dorothy McHale is at Hull New Theatre from the 3rd to the 5th of June. Tickets are available from the theatre website. Now, if you're thinking of a life in the theatre, a new acting school in London, established by staff of the famous Poor School, with Joanna Lumley as its patron, may be worth considering. Known just as the school, it offers an affordable 2-year acting course as well as short evening courses.
Different actors have different qualities, but I think what's essential is to be brave and to embrace being vulnerable, because an actor who's not willing to be vulnerable will never affect an audience.
I think it's someone who is curious. They have to be curious. They have to be sensitive. They have to have empathy. That's always bandied around, that word, but it's so true.
And some of the best actors I've known have been very shy people who would never, reveal anything about themselves. But there is something about being the character that allows them to sort of express things that they otherwise couldn't. It's kind of a safe place, if you like, being on stage, because no one can it's not personal, but you get to use everything that's personal about you.
Auditions for the 2019 course start from the 3rd to the 8th of June. Details from www.theschool.com. Local comedian Lucy Beaumont will be bringing plenty of comic talent to Hull, including her husband, funny man John Richardson, when she stages Hilarity, a show that aims to raise money for local charity Backpack Buddies, which helps deprived families.
The funding, the £20,000 is going to be able to make this brilliant. I think we've got a great night of comedy. John's hosting it. We've got some of the best live Northern acts at the moment. Who have we got, John?
Mickey P. Kerr.
Mickey P. Kerr from Britain's Got Talent.
Alan Hudson.
Alan Hudson, comedian extraordinaire.
The Cagouls.
The Cagouls.
Rob Rouse.
Rob Rouse.
Justin Moorhouse.
Justin Moorhouse.
Lucy Beaumont.
Lucy Beaumont.
And me.
And you.
That's it.
What more do you want from a night?
Nothing, I hope.
Hilarity is at Whole New Theatre on Thursday the 6th of June. Tickets available from the theatre box office. Now, with news of what else is on where you are, here's our very own star of musical comedy, Janine Reader, with Box Office.
Hull-born comedian Lucy Beaumont returns to the Pocklington Arts Centre with her offbeat humour and surreal anecdotes about bubble wrap, boxing and boobs on Thursday the 20th of June. Gemma Dodds directs Laura Eason's adaptation of Jules Verne's epic adventure story Around the World in 80 Days at the Caxton Theatre in Grimsby from the 8th to the 15th of June. And at the Grimsby Central Hall, you can enjoy the Madcap String Quartet Graffiti Classics on Saturday, the 8th of June. The fabulous musical Oklahoma, with an all-star cast, continues at the Riverhead Theatre in Louth until the 25th of May. And Michael Courtney takes you on a whistle-stop tour of London's West End and New York's Broadway in Mad About the Musicals on Thursday, the 30th of May.
Will only tell the truth, and the truth isn't what you want to see.
The minute you walked in the joint, I could see you were a man of distinction, a real big spender, a good-looking soul.
At the East Riding Theatre in Beverley, murder mystery meets comedy in Joe Bennett's deep-fried thriller Chips and Tragedy from Wednesday the 19th of June. And from the popular TV show Whose Line Is It Anyway, the Stephen Frost Improv All-Star returns from their world tour on Saturday the 1st of June. Hull Truck Theatre's musical adaptation of Melvyn Bragg's The Hired Man, a heroic tale of love, betrayal and loyalty, scored by award-winning West End composer Howard Goodall, runs from Thursday the 24th of May. And from the 31st of May, Beach Body Ready takes an irreverent dig at the modern media's obsession with curated perfection. The Baths Hall in Scunthorpe hosts the Knock Knock Comedy Club featuring Mickey P. Kerr, Junior Simpson and TBC on Thursday the 30th of May. And you can enjoy the evergreen musical of ABBA from one of the best tribute bands, Arrival, on Saturday the 8th of June.
Just one look and I can hear a bell ring. One more look and I forget everything. Whoa, Mamma Mia, here I go again. My, how can I resist you?
Well, that's almost all for this month's show. You can keep up to date with the latest entertainment news on our Facebook page, and to make sure you don't miss any of our programmes, click the subscribe button below or go to www.billboardtv.uk. If you would like us to feature your own event on Billboard TV, you can email details to news@billboardtv.uk. From everyone on the Billboard team, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you next month with more entertainment news, entertaining guests and great music.
Down.